Janaki-Kanta-Smaranam. Today is an auspicious day of Narasimha Jayanti. So, I thought we can contemplate on the concept of God found in Prahlada Charithram. Prahlada Charithram is found everywhere. Ramabhaktas are very fond of Prahlada Charithram. I don't know why. Probably Rama is in several places called as Nrisimha, Narasimha in Valmiki's Ramayana. That may be the reason. And a very unique kind of Puranic narration came in some Purana. This is a popular sloka. I'm not remembering from which Purana it is. And there is some Purana, I did not check because I did not have planned to talk about it in this session. There is some Purana which is narrating that Nrisimha and Rama are one. And therefore Prahlada is a very great Rama Bhakta, always recited Ramanama. In the same Purana, the shloka comes, Ramanama Japatam Kutobayam. Wherever Prahlada was placed in ocean or fire, everywhere he saw Rama and chanted Ramanama, therefore nothing happened to him. Finally Rama came. Rama incarnated as Narasimha and destroyed Hiranyakasipu for the sake of Prahlada. This kind of narration is there in some Purana. Based on that only, Tyagaraja Swamigal's Prahlada Bhakti Charithram, Prahlada Bhakti Vijayam came, where Tyagaraja's main focus is narrating in the same way. Rama came as Narasimha, Prahlada is a very great Rama devotee. That is how he is taking the whole thing. And not only Tyagaraja Swamigal, long before Tyagaraja, the great poet Kamban is much interested in this story. We see in Vibhishana Sharanagati, Kamban introduces this story. I think there is much significance. There is also another event narrated. The scholars did not like Prahlada Charithram here. They said it is an unnecessary digression in Kambaramayana. Therefore, why to have these chapters at all? Scholars were debating in front of Kamban in Srirangam. At that time, Narasimha on the tower, he responded with a very great, terrific laughter. And that Narasimha is named as Mettar, he a singer. Seeing that Narasimha himself is approving, taking it to be divine approval, the scholars became very quiet. And we see those wonderful chapters of Prahlada Charithram even now in Kambaramayana. Kambaramayana also, as Valmiki, doesn't have much digression. No upakatha in Kambaramayana. This is the only place where we see. Of course, there are few other places also. Such a long upakatha Kamban brings here, and there is also a hearsay that Kamban, his Kuladevata is Narasimha. That is why he was called as Kamban. His father named as Narasimha. Kamban means Narasimha. The god who came from Kambu, from pillar, is Kamban. Kambai Udayavan Kamban. That is one way of looking at it. There are so many things why he is named as Kamban, for which so many stories are going on. A particular kind of Annadanam, which is very popular in Therezhundur, and the villages around Tererundur is Kambaservai. Okay, he was born after that Annadanam, therefore he is called as Kamban. That is another story which is going on. Anyhow, coming back to the point. Prahlada Charithram in Kambaramayana, Prahlada Charithram in Tyagaraja Swami's compositions. This is one stream. There is another stream. Narasimha was fond of Krishna Bhaktas too. Okay, that is also interesting. Very great Krishna Bhakta see Narasimha as Lord Krishna. And there is another narration where you can see this also. Krishna came as Narasimha, and Prahlada is a very great Krishna Bhakta. Okay, so that kind of narration is there. That is why Krishna Bhaktas are also fond of this Narasimha. Okay, when you go to the Bhagavata, Bhagavatakara is narrating this Prahlada Charithram wonderfully, following that the commentator also, perhaps the best commentator of Bhagavatam, Sridhara Swami. Sridhara Swami makes lots and lots of efforts to bring out the various dimensions of Prahlada Charithram in Bhagavatam. And to Sridhara, Narasimha is his Ishta Devata and Kula Devata. Therefore, when you see the Sridhara Swami's commentary, you can have Sridhara Sakalam Veti Shri Nrisimha Prasadataha. That is how it starts. And with the grace of Narasimha, I comment. Of course, with the grace of Lord Ramachandra also is there. Om Namah Paramahamsa Swadita Charana Kamala Chinmak Makarandaya Bhakta Jana Manasa Nivasaya Sri Ramachandraya. This is the Mangala Shasanam. This is the, what to say, Mangala Charanam. This is the beginning of Bhagavata commentary of Sridhara. After giving this, then next statement is about Narasimha. So it shows the interconnection of Narasimha and Lord Krishna. So that kind of Narasimha, in this Narasimha Jayanti is common for all of us. And in my view, it has a peculiar message. It has a very unique and in-depth philosophy which the story has to convey. I need to talk a lot about it. I may not have time now, but whatever is possible, I can tell you. Let me take from this concept of God. Yeah. That is what we wish to share here in this satsanga. Concept of God in Prahlada Charithram. How Hiranyakasipu understands this God. Basically, Hiranyakasipu accepts that God exists. And he is a very, very rare kind. He is jealous of that God. Very interesting. Jealousy varanannalo God kitta varanam. Okay. He is not jealous of some ordinary person like mouse or squirrel and all. He is extremely jealous of that God, and he is not sleeping at nights thinking about why this God remains always as creator, sustainer and destroyer, all powerful. I have to replace with me. I should throw him out and I should come to that place. That kind of tendency, very unusual tendency he develops. So I need to become God. I wish to become God. To become God, what should I do? There are simple ways adopted to become God nowadays in the postmodern era. Okay, I need not go into it. It will become controversial. But to become God, Hiranyakasipu's standard, he is an extraordinary fellow. Okay. In our level, some trivial attempts are made to become God. What he thinks is basically God is immortal. Okay. Let me become immortal. Not only that, and let me prove that God is also mortal. I will kill God and I will become God. I will become God means I should become immortal. How to become immortal? He's thinking, he's contemplating. I will become immortal through my tapasya. Because nothing is impossible through austerity, through tapasya. Therefore, I will do tapasya. Okay, by doing tapasya, what is going to happen? By doing tapasya, God will come and grant the boon of immortality. See, you are jealous of God, okay, and you are doing tapasya, for which to give something like a, in Tamil Nadu, there was a great leader, E.V. Ramaswamy. Have you heard of him? Okay. And he also has the name of our own Ramachandra. That's interesting. He, in one of his talks, he said, Ravana is wonderful and great. Someone asked, why? Because he performed various yajnas and he is a great Shiva Bhakta. Hey. To you, Shiva Bhakti is superstition. And yajna is barbarous. Okay. You are telling Ravana is great because of his Shiva Bhakti and yajnas. Your vasana doesn't allow you to come out of all these things. Psychic imprints are so powerful. Okay. By calling Ravana as great because of his Shiva Bhakti and his own words, Varaprasadi, and Tapasya, Yajna, same thing. You did not show any other thing. Same. These things are wonderful in Veda, Vedic path, and that is how we see. With the same values, you are judging Ravana as great. I don't understand. Okay, I understand that you have not yet come out of those psychic imprints. You are still there, admiring the Vedic path, Shiva Bhakti, and Yajna and Tapasya. Okay. Coming back to the point, the same issue this Hiranyakashipu also has. Okay. To establish myself as God, to eliminate the concept of God, I will do tapasya and have darshan of God. Okay. No. God who is going to come in tapasya, at the end of tapasya, is different from the God who I am planning to eliminate. That's okay. But God who is going to come to your tapasya became God only because of that God whom you want to eliminate. This fellow knows all these things. But anyhow, sometimes even great intellects become idiots because of arrogance and ego. He went and he stood on the Kandara of Mandara and he was doing tapasya. And poor God came in front of him. He was trembling. It's Brahmadeva, very old man. Okay. And he was, my dear, please get up, enough of your tapasya. Because world is trembling due to your tapasya. What boon you want? I want immortality. How can I give that? Because Brahma himself is mortal, it seems. Brahma has Ayush of Kalpakala. Jivishyamaha yavadisishyasitvam. Oh Devata, Dharma Devata, Yamadharma, you are telling, oh Nachiketas, may you have a long lifespan. Okay. You can give a long lifespan up to you live. You have your own lifespan. That is your scope of blessing. That's all. Beyond that, you can't give. The same way Brahma has his Kalpakala Ayush, only that he can give. Fortunately, Hiranyakasipu did not ask Kalpakala Ayush, he just asked for I should not die anywhere. Okay, up and down, I can't. I should not die, and I should not die outside and inside. I should not have death in your creation. Anything cannot kill me. All these kinds of boons he asks, and things. I'm expert in asking boons. So I have asked boons in such a way I cannot die at all. This is what he felt. Okay. And with a very great ecstasy, he came back. This is Hiranyakasipu. Basically, he understood God as immortal. Therefore, if I become immortal, I can become God. Now he feels that he has become immortal. Okay. His son, let us compare father and son. His son Prahlada. What does he do? He did not do any tapasya. He did not have darshan of Brahmadeva. And he achieved immortality. With the simple means, with the very, very simple means, about which he is talking to the children. His own colleagues he is talking. He says to his colleagues, he is telling, my dear children, there is something called death. Do you know about all these things? No, Prahlada, I don't know. Oh, you should know. Why? Because it is inevitable. Jatasehi dhruva mrityuhu. As soon as you are born, whether your ears will be pierced or not, whether you will have sacred ceremony or not, sacred thread ceremony or not, whether you will get married or not, it is for sure whoever is born in the world will die. So we all are going to die. Then we should know. We must know about death. What is that death, Prahlada? Have you not seen your granny? Where is she now? One day she was lying on the ground. All were crying, and they just placed her in some palanquin and took somewhere. She never came back. Yeah, this is death. The same way we all will fall and we will be taken to the funeral pyre. This is what is going to happen for all of. Then the children were blinking. Life is this much only. Yes. Even the great Hitlers and Mussolinis, they have to die. Hiranyakasipu, which Purana is talking about, is some 1,000 times more powerful than Hitler. He also has to die. The great Chiranjeevis like Markandeya or Aswathama, they will remain Chiranjeevis only to some kala, some manvantara. After that, they have to die. They are only Chiranjeevis, not Nityajeevis. No one is spared. Time, Devata, deity of Kala. Kala devours everybody, anybody and everybody. Kala devours anybody and everybody. And this death is terrible. Then the children asked, is it possible to come out of this death, Prahlada? Yes. Right now we can come out of it. Right now. How, Prahlada? Prahlada says, interesting. Understand that you will not die. Finished. understand that you have no death. It is not just a solace, soothing word. Okay? It is a fact. Body may die, mind may die, our psyche may die, our vitals can die. But the Atman, the self, never dies. Actualize the self. Right now you are free of death. One who actualizes the self will not suffer. Marana samayepi prasanna vadananam, Shri Anna sings. Okay. Shri Anna sings, and what to say in Govinda Shatakam, he puts these words in the lips of Krishna. Marana samayepi prasanna vadananam charana rajo daivatam. Krishna says in the song, O Uddhava charana rajo daivatam mama Uddhava. The great jnanis who in a happy mood die without the least of fear of death, they are my devatas. Their food, what to say, their dust found in the food, dust found in their food, and that dust is my devata. Krishna says, of course in Bhagavatam that shloka comes, anuvrajamyaham nityam puyeyet yangri renubihi. For that shloka only this composition. Okay. They conquered the death. They don't have the fear of death. Because they have a thorough understanding that Atman has no death. That's all. And such a simple solution for the greatest problem of world, a threat of death. The threat of non-sustenance. Okay. Threat of self-destruction. This is the fundamental threat which Yoga Shastra calls as abhinivesa. This fundamental threat leads to various other threats in the world, from which various world wars can happen, from which various disturbances can happen in society. The fundamental threat, abhinivesa, is cut off. The root is uprooted. The root is cut off by a simple but a thorough understanding. What is the understanding? Death cannot afflict me. That is Prahlada. Prahlada, Hiranyakasipu tried to solve this problem with a very great effort. Prahlada solved simply, not through karma but through jnana. Hiranyakasipu came back. He is very happy for a few days. Now I have become immortal, he felt. First of all, becoming immortal is wrong. Being immortal is correct. Prahlada's path is being immortal. Hiranyakasipu tries to become immortal. Godhood is not a state which can be acquired by any tapasya. Okay. Anything acquired cannot be Godhood, because Godhood is eternal. Hiranyakasipu's understanding of God is wrong. Then what happens regarding Hiranyakasipu? Few other things also interestingly happen. Okay, when we achieve something, for few days we'll be happy. Yeah, I have achieved. Then it will go away. After that, we will be urged to do some other thing to get satisfied, to become happy. Some other thing. Already you have achieved that year. Okay, fine, I have achieved that. But that has become alutupoch. I pinched Karan and he is suffering. I am happy. I am superior to Karan. And then it became Alutupordu. Borda, Terila. Then I thought, I need to pinch some grown-up boy, I pinched Seturaman. And he is suffering. I'm happy. Hey. After 4 or 5 days, Then I plan to pinch Santanaraman. Okay. That is how it goes. Finally, I will try to pinch some very powerful person, maybe. And there I will be hit. A severe blow I will get. Then only I will become a low profile. Okay. Up to that time I will be doing something. The Hiranyakasipu, he got now the bone of immortality. Who is greater than me? Someone came and said, no. Now there are two immortals. You are immortal, God also is immortal. Unless you kill the God, you can't proclaim yourself as God. You may be immortal. So let me search for that God. Everywhere I will search for that God. Hiranyakasipu resolved. And he started to search for the God in several places. He goes and fights with various celestials, gods and goddesses. I mean demigods. He fights with all those things. Varuna, Agni, Vayu, Indra. And he wins all of them, and he is not satisfied because he is not fighting and conquering the eternal God, the ultimate God. I know that ultimate God is Vishnu. He understands Vishnu Pratam. But this is not the way to understand. See, with Vishnu Pratam Jnana also, he is not successful. This fellow. He is in search of Vishnu everywhere. And it is told in Puranam, he went to even the Kshetrabdi, Milky Ocean. He couldn't see that Vishnu in Milky Ocean also. Okay. Finally, the Purana ends the story with a statement, wonderful statement. Bhagavatam, the story comes in Bhagavatam only. This fellow is ridiculous because he is in search of Vishnu in the external world. Even by going to the Milky Ocean, he can't find. He may go to Kshetrabdi or Svetadvipa. In the external world, he can't find Lord Vishnu. It doesn't understand very important message in Bhagavatam. I don't know whether any other Purana has the story at all, but Bhagavatam has. He doesn't understand a basic thing that Vishnu is inherent in him. Vishnu is inherent in him. Vishnu is indweller. Vishnu is antaryamin. He is searching everywhere for Vishnu. We can't search for Vishnu. We have to search Vishnu. If you have to search for Vishnu, you have to externally search for him. If you have to search Vishnu, you avritta chakshuhu, close your eyes. Amrutattam icchan. If you aspire immortality, close your eyes. And search Vishnu. Don't search for Vishnu. Okay, that's a very interesting thing. Hari Vyapaka Sarvatra Samana. Prem se pragad hoi me jana. Ramcharitamanas. That attitude he did not have. He was just in search of Vishnu everywhere. Prahlada says to his children, his own colleagues, my dear colleagues, to win the death, simple and the simplest way is, and only way is, understand that self has no death. Definitely body will die. Even if you make lots and lots of efforts, you can't make this body immortal at any cost. If someone tries for that, he is an insane. If someone tries for the immortality of body, he is insane. And you see, body will die. This is the law of nature. Law of nature. Sometimes some philosophers, some mystics also, some godmen, and some scientists, strangely, they will talk about the immortality of body. All these things are nonsense. Body is to change, body is to get decayed. Body is to decay. Body has its transition because it is material. It belongs to matter, it belongs to Panchabhuta. Panchabhuta have to change. Body also changes. It's a basic understanding. Here only Hiranyakasipu or Kamsa, they fail. Kamsa also. The basic idea, the problem with Kamsa, problem with Hiranyakasipu, even though they appear to be very huge thug, rowdy, and terrorizing everybody. Any fundamental problem with terrorist is the terror, threat, fear. They are extraordinarily afraid of something. To hide that, they are showing that they are threatening others. This fundamental problem has to be understood. One who doesn't have fear will not threaten others. Only jnanis don't have fear at all. They conquer fear. Abhayam te janaka praptosi. They don't threaten others also. Okay. More fear we have, more we start to threaten others. What is that? Empty vessels make noises. In the same way, with the extraordinary threat hidden inside, we will start to shout and threaten others as if. With any terrorist, we need to understand a basic thing, that they are afraid. They have an extraordinary fear within them. Due to that fear only comes a crazy fellow. Crazy fellow. If Devaki's child is not going to kill me, Vasudeva says, anyhow death is going to come. And the child has to grow at least for 12 years or 15 years to kill you. If at all it is true that Devaki's son is going to kill you, only after 15 years, already you have, probably now you must be 45. After 15 is okay. But Kamsa became very angry with Vasudeva. Because how long you can live in the world? People are also suffering from you. You should go, no? This is how Vasudeva consoles Kamsa. He became very angry, very tensed. I'm going to kill all children of Devaki. He is going on and on. He is coming and killing all children. See, 8th child alone has to be killed. He has his own idea. 8 is not a permanent fixed number. If you count in the ascending order, the first child itself can become 8. Therefore, all children have to be killed. This is how, in an idiotic way, Kamsa is wandering. And he finally finds that Devaki's child is not going to kill him. After that, what he said, he ordered all the ministers, kill all children born newly. Newly, what's the definition? 10 days or not 10 days? Above 10 days? Can be. First year children, second year children, third year children, up to 4 or 5 you can have. All children you kill wherever they are born in the world. See, those soldiers became crazy having this order. They started to kill all the children in the world. I think the same kind of story is there in Bible. Hercules, Bible. Coming back to the point, some story like this. Everywhere, all children. These guys are very crazy. They are afraid of fear. Sorry, they are afraid of death. They are afraid of death. That's the thing. Coming back to the point, Prahlada's clarity is extraordinary. Since I cannot be killed, nothing can terrorize me, threaten me. To come out of death, I need only the knowledge that I'm not going to die. To have that knowledge, purification of heart is required. Okay. And due to purification of heart, what is going to come? What is going to come is yet sarvatra tadikshanam. The purification of heart can come through nama sankirtana. Therefore, let us chant Narayana Nama. With this idea, he joins all the children in school and he started to sing Narayana Nama. This is what we see in Prahlada's school. Hiranyakashipu's idea of God is different. Hiranyakashipu understands God to be, what to say, immortal, not only immortal, we have to search for God in the external world. But Prahlada, regarding Prahlada, God is inherent in every being. Yes, yet sarvatra tadikshanam. Angadam. He advises his children, see God everywhere. Within ourselves, in the outside world, in all other beings, everywhere. Atmatvat sarvabhutanam. Okay. Bhakti, he defines bhakti. See, jnanam you live. Even bhakti he defines as seeing God everywhere. If this is a definition of bhakti, but then bhakti and jnanam are one. Seeing God everywhere. Seeing the divine everywhere. Vasudeve Bhagavati yet sarvatra tadikshanam. Okay. Give up all prejudices. This is what he says. Nalam dijatvam. Devatvam. Rishitvam va asuratmajaha prinanaye mukundasya navittam na bahugyata. That's interesting. On the other hand, his father, what he did? He wanted to control everything because God is all controller. He understood. God is all controller. Let me control anything and everything in the world. He started. He went to the abodes of all celestials and fought with them. He won Varuna, he won Vayu, he won all gods, all celestials. This is common in any Asura story in Purana. But uniqueness with Hiranyakashipu, this is very interesting. He imprisoned all these celestials and he started to play the role of those celestials. Which is interesting is, he started to play the role of celestials. How? He started to blow as wind, Vayu Devata. He started to rain, he started to shower rain, Indra. And he started to give the heat energy everywhere in fire, Agni Devata. He became Agni, he became Vayu, he became... Is this possible? Through tapasya, anything is possible. The matchless tapasya he has. He is something greater than Saturn found in Paradise Lost. Even Saturn did not do all these things. Saturn just said to God, "Oh God, I am the king of hell. You may be the king of heaven. You have no power in hell. Get out. I am equally powerful to you. You can't do anything if I started to influence any person in the world. I will bring all of these beings under my control and I will take all of them to hell. And God will try to take all of them to heaven. This guy will take all of them to hell." This is an eternal war between Saturn and God. And up to this time, God did not kill Saturn and all. I don't know why. Saturn is a person. Okay, Saturn is a person roaming here and there and impelling the beings in evil. Beings get a lot of temptations like idolatry and all, and they will be damned and doomed in eternal hell. This is the idea of Saturn in Bible. That Saturn also is not as great as Hiranyakasipu, you see. Hiranyakasipu started to play the role of Agni, Vayu, Varuna, Indra, so on and so forth. And things. He is not just the king of hell. Who? Saturn. Sorry, Hiranyakasipu. And he is now thinking, see, I have become God because celestials are in jail. And I am, what I am doing, I am the great God. He is feeling. So, he understood the concept of God as controlling. And he achieved it by controlling the celestial. He is not going just to wage war with Angadesa, Ingadesa. These are all puny mortals, fellows, good for nothing. Let me go to heaven and conquer it. Tasmin Mahendra Bhavane Mahamanaha Nirjita Loka Yekarat. He made Amaravati as his capital. And he stood in the, he got seated on the throne of Lord Indra. And Indra is in prison. That's Hiranyakasipu. Okay. Narada came and said, I'm just adding it's not found in Purana. Even though you are not God, you have controlled all devatas still. You can't be, see, few other things are there. Even now, for few days he was very happy. Yeah. Yes. I have conquered all the celestials. I have conquered all the celestials. He was roaming here and there. Playing Veena, somebody came, Narada, and said, you are not still God. God, Appa. Okay. But on the other hand, Prahlada's approach is different. He did not understand controlling as a dimension of God. What he sees is, there is a wise saying, not above but around. Beautiful. When defining God, there is a wise saying, not above but around. So, regarding him, give up controlling others. First of all, prejudice is the foundation of controlling. And prejudice is the impulsion to control. Only to control others, you create prejudices in your mind. So give up all these prejudices. Na alam dvijatvam, devatvam, rishitvam va asuratmajaha, prinanaya mukundasya. Devatva, dvijatva, rishitva, all these kinds of prejudices, na vittam, wealth, richness, na bahugyata, scholarship, all these kinds of prejudice, you be free of all these things, absolutely. Unlearn all these things. I am a great scholar, therefore I am superior. I am a great intellect, therefore I am superior. I am rich, therefore I am superior. All these things you give up. Okay. And Vasudeve Bhagavati Yat Sarvatra Tadikshanam. These are all Prahlada's words. You see Bhagavan everywhere. And Atmatvat Sarvabhutanam, Bhagavan is Atman of anything and everything in the world. You grasp that Bhagavan. Two great contributions of Hindu philosophy. God is Antaryamin. God is inherent. Second great philosophy of Hindu Dharma. God is all pervasive. Kadandum ullum irikirar. Kadavul. Kadandum irikirar, ullum irikirar. The Sanskrit term for Kadavul is Vishnu. Vishapraveshane Vishudru Vyaptau. Vishudru Vyaptau, all pervasive. Vishapraveshane, this is internal. God is internal. Divine is internalized. Okay. These two fundamental ideas, the Western monotheism was lacking. Okay. Even though Western monotheism stamped God as formless, Okay. Western monotheism was lacking the all-pervasiveness and inheritance, inherence of God. But the Eastern monotheism, East also has a monotheism. East developed monotheism, okay. Long back, East did not have monotheism. Long back, East had polytheism, East had pantheism, East has animism, so on and so forth. No, one God is accepted in Veda also. Yes, it is accepted. Even in animism, even in polytheism, even in pantheism, one God is accepted. Just by accepting one God, one cannot become monotheistic. You need to give preference to that one God. All other gods have to be subsided, sidelined. Then only it can be called as monotheism. Okay. Monotheism came to India. People were compelled to enter into monotheism. They were basically, naturally, they were animistic or pantheistic or polytheistic. People were compelled to enter into monotheism because when some monotheism has a lot of benefits, There is an in-group unity in monotheism. You can bring a very huge crowd into your group through monotheism. Okay. You can develop that crowd and attack others. Okay. Merit of monotheism is this unity. And of course, Muhammad in Quran talks about this only, the concept of unity. Why I make the people to understand that Allah is the only God? Then only the people will get united, the Prophet says. So the achievement here is unity of people. Okay. They are disunited now, decentralized. Various gods are there. When there is only one God, when all the beings come under that umbrella, people will be united. So this great merit monotheism has. Okay. But what can be the demerit of monotheism? Monotheism can destroy all the groups. Variety is the nature. Pluralism is the nature. People think in a different way. Even if you create one religion, Islam, it will have varieties. And Ahmadiyya will think in a different way. Baha'i think in another way. Sufi thinks in another way. He has his own interpretation of Bible. Quran, yeah. And you may ban Sufi. If you go to Saudi Arabia, Sufism is banned. Okay. But still, other varieties will stay. How can you ban? Other varieties will stay. What about Ahmadiyya? What about Baha'i, Bahmanisha? What about Shia, Shani? So many things will stay. These are all varieties. You want to create unity, but it is natural that it has diversified paths. Under the umbrella of Quran, so many interpretations will come, you will have variety. Even in the say, under the umbrella of Vaishnavism, there are various Vaishnavisms found here. There is one Ramanuja Sampradaya, there is one Vallabha Sampradaya, Chaitanya Sampradaya, Ramananda Sampradaya. Every state has its own unique Vaishnavism. Karnataka's Vaishnavism is Madhva Sampradaya. Gujarati Vaishnavism, hum Vaishnav hai. Vaishnava College, in Chennai. I thought it is by Sri Vaishnavas. One time I went there. Once I went there to give some lecture. Then only I understood, okay, this is by Gujarati Vaishnavism. the great saint Vallabhacharya, they, his followers. And even in Sri Vaishnavism, you have Vadagalai, Tengalai, Vadagalai way of understanding, Tengalai way of understanding. The reality of variety. Variety is anyhow going to exist because it is inherent in nature. Please understand. It is inherent in nature. You can't avoid this variety. Please understand. But then I will fight and destroy all variety, and all others have to accept my faith alone. I can make a crusade war for that. Okay. This is the defect of monotheism. What is the merit of monotheism? Unity. Defect of monotheism is it gives a very strong fanaticism by which I start to destroy all other groups. Then what to do? Have we to accept monotheism or not? In India, we need unity, which can be possible for monotheism. Possible through monotheism. But if monotheism comes, intolerance will come with that and destroy all these groups. Okay. A natural emergence of monotheism happened in India. Because a foreign monotheism started to attack India. When it started to attack India, our great ancestors like Guptas, I don't know whether they formally or knowingly developed this monotheism or not, but it has become a natural monotheism. This is what I feel. Naturally, a kind of monotheism emerged throughout India. This is a very unique kind of monotheism. Very unique kind of monotheism. In my very little knowledge, I don't see in any other place this kind of monotheism anywhere in the world. See, in my knowledge, let me tell you, that kind of a very unique monotheism got developed here in India in Gupta era. What is that kind of monotheism? Yes, we also need a single God. Okay. Only by that single God, unity can be established. Unity can be established. And with this unity, we can fight the foreign monotheism. Okay. So that this India's Indianness can be well established. But it has its own disadvantage. By bringing this monotheism, the pluralism of India will get lost. But wonderfully, when monotheism is brought in India, pluralism did not get destroyed. Was destroyed to a very little extent. We also had some bad impacts of monotheism, I agree. But it was not as devastating as which West saw. Okay. Here also this one God voice was heard, starting from Gupta era to our time. Sabka Malik Ek Hai. It's not new. Don't think that it is as old as Gupta era. It was before also. Like Yo Devanam Namata Ekayeva in Rigveda. One God has various names. Ekam Sadvipra Bahuda Vadanti. It's not new. But still, in Rigveda, it comes just in one or two places. Rigveda is predominantly animistic. It may come in one or two places. But in monotheism, this idea is predominant. Okay. There is one God. There is one God who has to be worshipped. That idea is predominant in monotheism. It is already available in the ancient texts. Prehistoric era of India. So, prehistoric India era of world, it is available. Even in Saudi Arabia before Islam, this idea was there. There is only one God. There is an ultimate God. We worship many gods. Even Sanjay can become God. This pillar can become God. Even grass can become God. This is all fine. Sun, moon, stars. Yeah, there is one ultimate. There is one ultimate God also. This is animism. This is polytheism. If pillars can be worshipped as God, why not an ultimate God? Acceptance of ultimate. There is one ultimate God also. Let him be there. You worship him also. This is animism. No, ultimate God should have a unique place. Yeah, he has a unique place. In everything which we worship, he is inherent, finished. What can be a greater unique place than this? But in monotheism, something is different. Your focus is on ultimate God. Okay. When it comes, some intolerance may come. If someone is worshipping sun or moon or pillar, you start to ridicule it. You become intolerant with that. You start to hate them. That there is a possibility of emergence of all these ugly things with monotheism. Please understand. Which led to several wars. Which is leading to several wars up to our times. Asking somebody, are you a Hindu? Then shooting. What is this? No, this is not a religious thing. This is not you may tell 1,000 times. Fact is a fact. 1,000 times you may tell. This is not a religion. He is asking, are you a Hindu? Are you a Hindu means what? Are you a pluralist? Are you a polytheist? Are you an idol worshipper? And the clear instruction is destroying all these things, eliminating all this. Very clear. Okay. That's the thing. Coming back to the point, this kind of attitude may join with monotheism. There is always a threat of this regarding monotheism. And here, monotheism's bad effects are very minimal in India, in Hindu Dharma. Hindu Dharma also started to inherit monotheism to defend the foreign monotheism. But I think in two ways, Hindu monotheism, avoided these defects which are inherent in monotheism in general, minimized these effects, these defects. Two ways. One, the first method, acceptance of one God, but seeing that God as Atman, Atmetyavatu upagachanti. Brahma Sutra says, Atmetyavatu upagachanti, seeing that one God as Atman. And seeing the same God as inherent in all beings. Atmani sarvatra. Okay. Prahlada brings these two dimensions here to the children. Dimension 1, Atmatvat sarvabhutanam. Vasudeva is inherent within me. And then, yet sarvatra tadikshanam, seeing Vasudeva in all beings. These two dimensions Prahlada brings beautifully. Ultimate. Okay. So, with this understanding not only to the kings, but to the common people in general. Our divine, we also have one divine. That divine is internalized within our Atman, and the divine is there everywhere. With this understanding, the defects of monotheism were eradicated. We have two kinds of monotheism, Shaivam and Vaishnavam. It's natural. When there is an urge of monotheism, when there was an urge of monotheism to fight against the foreign monotheism, then what happened? Naturally, people picked up these two gods, one Shiva, another one Vishnu. Okay. Even though various other gods are there in the Vedas, all other gods became subordinates of this ultimate God, Mahavishnu. Because that is how it is in the Veda itself. Okay, even though Veda is animistic, even though Veda is pluralistic, even though Veda is polytheistic, okay, the Vishnu's status in the Veda and Shiva's status in the Veda and Hiranyagarbha's status in the Veda, that is Brahma's status in the Veda, is unique. They are superior to all other gods. Here the whole of religion is nothing but the definition of the Veda, interpretation of, not definition, interpretation of the Veda. Therefore, some Vedic scholars, when there is a need of monotheism, they interpreted Shiva as Paratattva. Some other scholars, believers, they start to interpret Vishnu as Paratattva. Therefore, there is a gradual evolution of Vaishnava and Shaiva, these two monotheistic religions within the religion Hindu Dharma. Why I am using a common word Hindu? Because both of them are based on the Vedas. It's not only just a lip service, they quote from the Veda, they refer to the Veda to establish their concepts. Definitely their concepts are from Veda, they acknowledge also. They do acknowledge also. Okay, that is how these two schools of thoughts or philosophies or religions emerged. When there was a need of monotheism. Okay. I don't know why, based on Brahma or Hiranyagarbha, no school came. Regarding monotheism, two schools, Shaivam and Vaishnavam, no Brahmam. Anyhow, both in Shaivam and Vaishnavam, Brahma's stand is the same. What's the stand? Shiva was the ultimate God. Next to Shiva, there is Brahma. Then next to Brahma, there is Vishnu in Shaivam. In Vaishnavam, Vishnu is the ultimate God, and next to Vishnu, Brahma, next to Brahma, Shiva. And here, we expect, since they are monotheistic religions, we expect a severe war. Like what we see with Islam and Christianity and Judaism. We expect a severe war. But it did not happen. It happened only in a very, very, very minimal way. Say, there was one Kulotunga who plucked the eyes of Kuresha, who who tried to kill even Ramanuja himself. So that Ramanuja went to Karnataka. And then, who was responsible for the death of that great Acharya? Periya Nambihal. Okay. This story is there. And there is one more story of Mihirakula, who destroyed Buddha temples, becoming the Shaivite fanatic. And it is also told Mihirakula is not an Indian. He came from China and got converted to Shaivism. Okay. That is one thing. And I'm just thinking, how many stories are like this? Only 2 stories now I have right now. Like that, you can count. Maybe maximum 4 to 5 stories may be there regarding the Shaiva Vaishnava bloodshed. Some 4 to 5 stories will be there in the whole of Indian history. But when it comes to the Islam and Christianity, it's not like that. The whole of the history is filled with such kind of bloodshed, genocide, throughout the world, not only in a single place, throughout the world. Everywhere you can see. And this and that cannot, see, just because Hindu Dharma has these 3 or 4 stories which I am talking about, Kulotunga and Mihirakula. Just because Hinduism also has these some samples, 2 or 3 examples, you can't tell that Hinduism and other religions are one. In any religion, always there are fanatics. You can't tell like that. You don't know the difference between this and that. There is a religion which was born in bloodshed, which grew in bloodshed, which expanded in bloodshed, which expanded with genocide and Holocaust. On one hand, you have that religion. On the other hand, you have another religion which always aspires universal welfare, and very, very few to name. 1 or 2, 2 or 3, 4 or 5, maximum you will have 6. That kind of fanatics you can see only 5 to 6 people, 5 to 6 persons who misunderstood the religion and did some nasty things. These 2 religions cannot be considered as same. This also has fanaticism. Any religion will have that. You can't conclude like that. You need to read the significant difference between that and this, and should ask the question why. Otherwise, you can't get these fantastic answers. Please understand. See, you should open-mindedly research all these things. Open-mindedly. Yeah. You have to research. Why? Why Hindu monotheism doesn't have these kinds of bloodsheds, Holocaust and genocide and rape? Why Hindu monotheism? Hinduism also has its monotheism, like Vaishnavam and Shaivam. Predominantly in that Indian history, you see everywhere, except a few. This Shaivam and Vaishnavam's coexistence with some idea. Either this smarta way of understanding may help. Shiva and Vishnu are one. Finished. No, how can I take like that? Some people may ask. Then also, still the things are going on. If you come to Karnataka, or in whole of North India, Shiva Bhaktas, they understand Vishnu to be the best example for Shiva Bhakti. It's not that all have accepted that Shiva and Vishnu are one in this India. It's not that like. But somehow both Bhaktis, they are seen to be complementary. Interesting. You go to Ramcharitamanas or Tukaram's Abhang, they are all Vaishnavas. They consider Shiva to be a very great Vishnu Bhakta and Ambal to be Vishnu's sister. Okay. Ambal to be Gauri, Gauri Parvati to be Ambal to be sister of Vishnu, Padmanabha Sahodari. Okay. Somehow they manage. We don't have that monotheistic fight. If at all, it is very rarely happening. We don't have genocides based on that. This kind of, flowing water-like attitude. Oh, Shiva, this is wonderful, because he is always doing Ramanama Japa. Finished. Rama is great because he only established Shiva Linga and did Shiva Puja. Having something like this, Shaivism and Shaivam and Vaishnavam, they are going and growing. Vaishnavites go to Shiva temple. I am talking predominant. Okay. except a few. You may not find this in some traditions. But I'm by the name of Vaishnavism, I am not particularly, denoting some Vaishnava group. By the name of Vaishnavism, I hear, take Gujarati Vaishnavism, Gaudiya Vaishnavism, Tulsidas, Ramanandi Vaishnavism, Vallabha, all these Vaishnavism. If you take like this, most of the Vaishnavas go to Shiva temple in the world. Many Lingayats go to Vishnu temple. Okay. If you ask them, it's not that they will say Shiva and Vishnu are one, therefore we are going. Something they have. See, we are going to Vishnu temple because Vishnu is the greatest devotee of Shiva, they will say. Something like this. Okay. Madhva Vaishnavism. This, what is that kshetra? Dharmasthala. It is told that Shivalinga was installed by Madhvacharya in Dharmasthala. Madhvas were the archakas in Dharmasthala. Subramanya, not our Subramanya, our boy. This Subramanya, Skanda, Murugan, Udupi Subramanya. Okay. This Udupi Subramanya, it is believed that, not believed, it is historical fact. Madhvacharya installed that Subramanya. Okay, the core Acharya of Karnataka Vaishnavism, he installed Subramanya, he installed Shiva, he worshipped Shiva. If you go and ask Madhvas, they will say, Madhvacharya himself says, it's because he is a great Vishnu Bhakta, finished. In this way, it's a flow everywhere. As a water-like flow throughout India, you see Shaivites coming to Vishnu temple, Vaishnavites coming to Shiva temple. This is the Hindu spirit. This is the fundamental Hindu spirit. In Varanasi, Shiva is always doing Ramanama Japa. All these are the faiths. And for this, various Puranas are there. To insist on all these things, various Puranas are there. Coming back to the point, this kind of flow, you can see, is not a stiff kind of monotheism. Okay. So, by this we have conquered Vasudeva Bhagavati et Sarvatra Tadikshanam, seeing the divine, one divine in all beings, seeing one divine in Atman. So, this kind of monotheism is a kind of monotheism based on Vedanta, monotheism based on Upanishads. There is a Vedantic background for Vedanta is not purely, I can't call Upanishads or Vedanta as a monotheistic text. It's not like that. That's a different thing. Let me not go to that. But what I'm telling is the Indian monotheism has the backdrop of Vedanta. It has Vedanta as its background, please understand. It has Vedanta as its background. Seeing the one divine in all beings, seeing one divine in Atman. That kind of chitta shuddhi, that kind of purification of heart, having that Vedantic background, even though the people involved in these two monotheistic schools, Shaivam and Vaishnavam, with the Vedantic background, both Shaivam and Vaishnavam have become very, very profound comparatively. Very, very profound. This is an extraordinary contribution of India. See, monotheism, for unity we need it. But we invite it, fanatism will enter and create genocide and Holocaust. What to do? To avoid the defects of monotheism, you accept Vedanta. You have the backdrop of Vedanta. Please understand. And to enjoy the merit of monotheism, you accept monotheism. That kind of wisdom we have in India, our great souls lived that in India. They breathed that wisdom in India, so that here defects of monotheism did not enter in Hindu Dharma. Even though Hindus also have that kind of monotheism. Why I am telling all these things? Vishnu. Sarvatra Tadi. This Prahlada, in Prahlada's attitude, you have that Vedanta. We have that Vedanta. Hiranyakasipu doesn't understand. He is searching for God externally without finding the ultimate God, struggling for that, without understanding God is Atman. Okay. And he thinks that God means immortal and God is controller. Therefore, if I should become God, then I should become controller of all these things. I need to control everything. That kind of attitude Hiranyakasipu has regarding God. See, this monotheism, if you make research on this monotheism, normally there are several examples where it not only talks of one God, but also establishes by this monotheism, someone is establishing himself as that controller God. Not everywhere, but in several monotheistic schools, this you can see. That's interesting. There was a conflict between Jesus Christ and the Caesar. This is the problem. This is the problem. Caesar became upset and angry because Roman king alone has to be proclaimed as Messiah, not Messiah, God's son. God's son. But Jesus calls himself as God's son. That's the problem with Caesar. Okay, that's the problem with the king. See, when the king is there, who else can be the God of Son of God. Son of God. He inquired, are you the Son of God? I am the God himself. I and my Father are one. This Father Son is Upachara Varta. What do you think? Okay. Then that fellow, the king was asking, what is your power then? Show your power. See, if you are God-man, if you are God, or if you are Son of the God, then immediately you should show the power. What is your power? I am still remembering those words in Tamil. Tamil Bible is wonderful. இதை இடித்து பார் 3 நாட்களில் எழும். I don't know how to translate it. I have to see King James version for this. Destroy this, it will resurrect in 3 days. Okay. Hope the translation is fine. But the king did not understand. King did not understand it. The conflict is this: who is the Son of God? That's all. Is that the king or the only Son of God? Who is the only Son of God? Okay, begotten Son of God. It's not just a problem of Son of God. Only Son of the only God. The problem comes, the conflict comes while they are discussing and debating regarding only Son of the only God. He's not a son like, you see, if I may call Sanjay as beta, either Ravo. Not that kind of son. Okay, he's a begotten son. Even though God is formless, he has a son. Even though God is formless, he is a male. He can't be called as female. He can't be called as mother. Calling God as mother is anathema. He can be only called as Father, Holy Father, who is formless, but he has a throne in heaven. And he has a crown to the formless God. And he has a location. He is local. He has a location. And there is a conflict. Who is the only Son of the only God? This is a conflict. Okay. That became the problem of the king. So the kings in Zoroastrianism, and also this fellow, I think his name is Caesar, not the famous Julius Caesar, please understand. Okay. And a few other kings, they through monotheism, they wanted to establish themselves and them alone as the representative of God. is another problem. There, monotheism played a vital role. But here, this is not above but around. Please, that's a sutra. It's a sutra. This sutra is by a great man, great person, Satya Sai Baba. His sutra. Not above but around. Probably even the words may differ. If it is above, probably we can call him as God. Around, you may call it as divine. Even the words may differ here. Usage of words. Anyhow, we don't have any strict, we can't call him as God, we should not call him as God. And it's not like that. You may call the above also divine and Uparwala bhi divine hai or Akhand Tattva bhi God ho sakta hai. Enga pa utte? Yes, the conflict. So, that kind of monotheism Hiranyakasipu adopts. I am the ruler, I am the Lord, I am the God. That kind of monotheism Hiranyakasipu adopts. And what he does. Now, education has to be changed. Okay. We need to educate the people in a different way. In the schools, the yearly syllabus should not be there. We need to create new syllabus, which should not have God at all. Okay. I'm going to bring a syllabus totally based on rational and intelligence, which has no place for God. This is what he says, but his agenda is different. His hidden agenda is there. These idiots will nod their head if they are told, I am removing God in many places in the syllabus because the education should be featured with rational and intelligence. This guy is telling Hiranyakasipu. And the idiots are nodding their heads, thinking that he is going to bring rational and intelligence. He removes all the things regarding dharma and moksha. The whole syllabus is filled with artha and kama. Okay. Artha kama. Only desire fulfillment and wealth. Only for that education is designed. He did not remove the God. He removed the God who represents dharma and moksha. And he created a new Arthakama God. What is that God? He himself. He himself. In the history textbooks, they are reading about how Hiranyakasipu went to various heavenly abodes and conquered celestials. Hiranyakasipu's exploits and adventures are read in history textbooks. Okay. The great Dharmatma histories are sidelined. 1 or 2 lines will come. With the growth of wonderful British in India, Marathas became jealous. And they fought just for some 100 years. And they were simply conquered by the British. Only these 4 lines you can find about Marathas. But regarding the Lord Dalhousie, Lord Wellesley, Lord Macaulay, and Lord Mountbatten, and his wife, very important. With all these great lords, one lord is there, then how all these become lord, I don't know. These all lords are the servants and slaves of that great Queen Victoria. The slaves of Victoria are our lords. After all, a simple company of Britain ruled the whole of nation. We should be ashamed for that. We should be ashamed, really. Okay. These lords, about them, with every lord in Indian history textbook, you will have some 4 to 5 pages. Before that, we will have various 4 to 5 pages or 10 to 15 pages even regarding the great Akbar, Babur, Humayun. All superstitions will come, Babur prayed, oh God, 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 please give me that disease which is there for Humayun. Therefore, Humayun died, Babur died, Humayun lived. What a wonderful father, and how a great devotee. All these superstitions can come in history. And this nation's history is eradicated. We don't know anything about our one Krishnadeva or Rajaraja Chola or Sundara Pandyan. Nothing about us. We know only about our conquerors who ran genocide here. And we will remember them by having the names. Vasco da Gama train, which is going from Kerala to Goa. This man ran the genocide from Kerala to Goa. Millions of people were killed, butchered by Vasco da Gama. We are running still a train in his name. The one who burnt the whole of Nalanda, what is his name? Forgotten his name, fortunately. And by his name, that railway station is named. In Bihar, this kind of thing we have throughout the nation. History textbooks, Hiranyakasipu designed in that way. Hiranyakasipu, in the history textbooks, he said, no, we should be very rational, intellectual, secular and all. Bhaktiyar. Bhakti-lam peru vechindrukan. Bhaktiyar Khilji. Okay. It's not Bhakhtiyar Khilji, Bhaktiyar. Bhaktiyar Khilji, his name. Bhaktiyar Khilji. Okay, his name. And in his name there is a railway station. Who is responsible for the destruction of whole of Nalanda with its libraries and all? And history is filled with, they say that we are developing a syllabus based on rational and intelligence. History now is filled with various irrational and idiotic genocide makers, cruel and wicked people. Their names and their stories, cooked and uncooked. This is what we see. History is not at all history. It is his story. Hiranyakasipu created such kind of history, such kind of education, and prayers also. If it is purely secular, I don't know why we need prayer. In every school textbook, there are prayers. In that Hiranyakasipu photo will be given. With that photo, there is a line. Om also is not secular. Sorry. Yeah, it's not secular. It's a religious thing. Therefore, Hiranyakasipave Namaha. There is he brought a new education policy, and his own son goes to school and he is making trouble. All others are quiet and calm. To him, the main troubleshooter is not troubleshooter, troublemaker. He is this Prahlada, his own son, his own darling child. He went to school and refuses to tell this mantra, Hiranyakasipave Namaha. No, there are so many mantras, appa. There is Hiranyakasipu Panchakshari, Hiranyakasipu Dwadasakshari, and Hiranyakasipu Gayatri. All do you know? One by one you have to learn. Why I should learn? Because every day I am seeing him. Mantra Siddhi is to have Sakshatkara. Every day I am seeing him. Okay. And talking to him and sitting on his lap. Okay, why should I have this mantra chanting? I need not. I should see Narayana. Namo Narayanaya. Prahlada chants. Oh, these are old syllabus. Even the teachers have forgotten. You are still remembering and reminding us. Don't chant Namo Narayanaya. Only Hiranyakasipave Namaha. You are a great devotee of your father, then you can chant right. See, for my Pitru Bhakti and for my devotion to my father, if I have to chant, I can go to. In my house, I can chant, I can prostrate before him. I am prostrating before him. But it's a common place. You can't insist all to chant my father's name. Here there is this boy, that boy, this boy. They have their own fathers. If a father's name has to be chanted, then every child has to chant his own father's name. Om Kuppaya Namaha, Suppaya Namaha. This guy should say Suppaya Namaha, this guy should say Kuppaya Namaha. Because his father is Kuppa, his father is Suppa. His Appa is Suppa. Papa. And everybody cannot chant like this, right? Because it's a common place. If they chant in different ways, then it will become cacophony. Therefore, here we will have a common father, that is Narayana. We need to chant that. That's traditional, that's conventional. Hiranyakasipave Namaha should not be chanted in school. It should be chanted in house. Teachers are seeing each other. They can't give answer to this. What he is telling is right. But there is always a way. Sesham kopena purayet. If in a logical discussion we can't win, by anger we can control, that's all. So the teachers took the stick and started to threaten this Prahlada. Prahlada, the stick is puni in front of, even the teachers are puni in front of him. Once what happened, he is learning so much. Yeah, he is a very great jnani. Eka vijnanena sarva vijnanam. If you know that core, everything is known to you. Everything is an open book to you. There is a vichara. It's not like that you start to know everything. It's not like that. That kind of vichara is going on in commentary. Okay, fine. I also agree with that commentary. But there is another yogic way of understanding this Eka Vijnanena Sarva Vijnanam. Okay, if you become a mystic, if you want to know anything, you become, everything is open book to you. The secrets start to reveal themselves to you if you are a mystic. Our Satyanarayana Shastriji says, if a jnani wants to know calculus, he can. Because having that base, anything can be acquired by him. In this way, whatever is there regarding arthakamas, like economics, commerce, business studies, all those things he understands. Everything is an open book for him. Prahlada. He gets everywhere first mark, first rank. In education, he is perfect. The only problem with him is he is refusing to tell Hiranyakasipu Namaha. He is refusing to accept this Hiranyakasipu as Godhead. There's a problem with him. Okay. But Hiranyakasipu tries everybody to forget Lord Narayana and makes himself as God through education. Not only through education. Not only through education. But also by spreading the religion. Religion is Hiranyakasipu centric. He's not telling destroy all temples. You just remove the God in temple, the idol in temple. Telling that I hate idolatry. I hate idol worship. I hate idol worship. But have my idol. That's okay. Okay. It's not destroying idols. Telling that I am against idol worship. They tell that they are against idol worship. That factually speaking, they establish their idols. That's very interesting. In many places, you see. What is then Idolatry, hatred, I don't know. Idolatry is wrong, idolatry is wrong. They cry throughout the world. Establishing, which means their own idol has to be worshipped by all. It is not, it is not the direct destruction of other religions, but it is inculturation. Inculturation. If others are worshipping mother goddess, they will hate and ridicule. And they themselves will start to worship mother. If they do anything, that's fine. Others idol worship, they will ridicule. They will worship the idol. Okay. It's very interesting. If others will shave their head in temple, they will ridicule. They will start to shave. That's very interesting. And this Hiranyakashipu, what he did not destroy the temples. Have the same temple, have the same kind of Carnatic music there, same Nadaswaram, same Dwajastamba. Don't do anything for the temple because it's a monument and we have to preserve the culture. Don't do anything. Only one thing you have to do. One thing. What's that? Remove that deity, remove that idol, and place Hiranyakashipu there. Finished. Such a simple thing has to be done. Don't destroy Carnatic music and all. That is nonsense. We have to preserve the great music. Okay. Same Kalyani, Kamboji, all things have to be preserved. Only one thing, you sing about Hiranyakashipu. Finished. You sing on Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipave Namo Namaha. Like that you have to sing. Okay. And don't destroy Sanskrit. Okay. It's a wonderful language. The way it was used was wrong. Some error happened in between. We have to grow the glory of Sanskrit. We need to use all these words of Sanskrit. We have to take all those Sanskrit words for our Hiranyakashipu theology. Okay, Hiranyakashipu theology. There's a new religion coming up everywhere in the world and it's devouring all other religions. It was devouring. I'm talking about the very early story, Hiranyakashipu story. Somewhere long back. Nothing now, okay. Long back, Hiranyakashipu story. He changed in that way, he changed Carnatic music, he changed temple worship. See, this fellow is religious as well as secular. Do you know how? In the temples also, other deities will be removed, his statue will be placed. Statue idol will be placed. And nook and corner in streets also, this fellow's statue will be placed. Everywhere. The same statue. Hiranyakashipu statue alone is placed everywhere. Out of the temple also, inside the temple also, Hiranyakashipu is standing, sitting, and so on and so forth. In various positions, various postures. Okay. And the people go to the temple. Very huge crowd. Huge crowd. And the inculturation further grows. Like Hiranyakashipu Vahana. Hiranyakashipu comes in elephant Vahana and horse Vahana. And also Hamsa Vahana. Hiranyakashipu comes. Brahma from the top seeing. Okay, he's coming in my Vahana. All these Vahanas is going on under Hiranyakashipu statue. Idol. Within the temple it is called as idol. Outside the temple is statue. Okay. And various Vahanas are included there. And the breaking the coconut, And some people became very anxious and they break the coconut on the top. There also it is broken, not only in the ancient Devata temples. In Hiranyakasipu temple also, coconut is broken. And Anga Pradakshina, so on and so forth. Everything is happening with Hiranyakasipu. Mantra Japa, so on. Hiranyakasipu Purana is written. And they also call it is by Vyasa. Vyasa doesn't know what to do. No. Someone is telling, no, this is different Vyasa. Some researchers based on that. So-called researchers. Okay. All these things are happening. And this kind of Hiranyakasipu story is going on and on. In this way, a wonderful religion came. And when the crowd go to the temple, the prayers are answered. It's not superstition. Prayers are answered. In dreams, Hiranyakasipu comes and says, come on, you give me golden bracelet. What does it mean? It means even a very great man of tapasya is not just ultimate God. What is the yardstick of God? Very fundamental question. Let me complete at 8 o'clock. What is a fundamental yardstick of God? What does the Bhagavata Purana or Vishnu Purana convey by telling all these things? See, Hiranyakasipu is capable of entering into someone's dream. Hiranyakasipu is capable of answering the prayers. Hiranyakasipu is capable not only of this, these are all small things. Hiranyakasipu is capable of playing the roles of all these celestials, Indra, Varuna, Agni, Vayu. He is showering rain. He is emanating heat energy. And he is impelling the blowing wind. Capable of all these things. Then question comes, what is the difference between Hiranyakasipu and God at all? They are absolutely one. Hiranyakasipu is also all-controller. God is also all-controller. Hiranyakasipu is also living long. He got that immortality boon from that old man. And he has all the things, he's all-controller. He cannot be controlled by others. And he is in temple giving boons, answering the prayers. He's coming in dreams. He is also in education system. He is in Nityaparanam also. Hiranyakasipu Puranam, Paranam is going on. Now all these things he has come, yet the Purana is not considering Hiranyakasipu as the ultimate God. Still Purana holds that he is an Asura. It's very interesting. At least in Hiranyakasipu's story, he is the only fellow. In Ramayana, there is another contrasting fellow. On one hand, Ravana, who can lift up even Kailasa, who can just travel in space, who can appear and disappear, who has 10 heads, who has all talents, who has mystic powers. All these things he has. On the other hand, there is a person who lost his kingdom, who lost even his wife, who lives in forest, crying and searching for Sita. Valmiki gives up the Ravana and calls Rama as God. Jagya Vishnu Sanatana. And the same Rama is called not only by Valmiki as God, but also by Kamban, Tulasi, Kritivas, etc., 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 etc. as God, up to our times. The whole of Indian history, the whole of Indian culture accepts only Rama as God. And some fellows in Tamil Nadu and also in Sri Lanka, they try to make somehow the people to believe Ravana as God. Up to our times, there is not even a single Ravana temple, either in Tamil Nadu or in Sri Lanka. You have lot and lot of temples for Vibhishana. in Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, there are lots and lots of Vibhishana temples. Very important Vibhishana temples, historical Vibhishana. Many history kings, even among Shingalites. See, Tamilians are always Rama Bhaktas. Leave it. Even among Shingalites, before some 300 years, the great historical kings, they are believed to have the grace of Vibhishana, who is considered to be the presiding deity of Lanka, Sri Lanka. Where is Ravana? After the 100 years of propagation, Ravana is, oh great, that, this playing Veena. Therefore he is a hero. And such an aesthetic sense, how many women he kidnapped and abducted, what a wonderful aesthetic sense he has. Romantic hero, Ravana is. With all this eulogy to Ravana for last 100 years. All these things are political and nasty, but it doesn't enter into the heart and culture of Tamil Nadu. Still Ramanavami is celebrated, still so many Rama temples. There is not, leave this Ravana temple. There is not even a single shrine for Ravana anywhere. In any temple in Tamil Nadu or Sri Lanka. So many Buddha temples, so many Vibhishana temples, so many Rama temples and Shiva temples, very important. In Sri Lanka. But where is Ravana temple? So he did not enter into people's culture up to our times. Our times. I don't know about future. Okay. This is interesting. People's heart is different from these mass media, politics and all. Coming back, why I am telling all these things? Yes. Not only Valmiki, the whole of Indian culture is after Rama, who is not as supernatural as Ravana, which means the definition of divine, definition of Godhead is something unique and different in India. Is not Hiranyakasipu, not Ravana. It's something different. With all these great attempts in cinema, movie, mass media and politics, Ravana and Hiranyakasipu could not be brought into the heart of Tamilians. This is a fact. Even though Tamilians are very broad in their mind, hey, we need to see from villain's point of view also. They tried that also. If you say like this to Tamilians, they are very open-minded. They will think on that, must be true. Villain point of view, you have to think. Somebody has raped some woman in the family, he will be thinking, yeah. Villain point of view, poor fellow. Who can control lust? Therefore, he has done that. Villain point of view, you have to think. Okay, these kinds of filthy ideas are found throughout India, of course. With all these nasty things in India, still we did not accept Ravana as a hero. With all these weak positions of India, loopholes of India. Okay, only some, some politicians and some mass media persons and some anglicized, educated, even getting ashamed to talk in their own mother tongues, talking only in English, that kind of fellows. To be ashamed to be an Indian, to be ashamed to be having the traditional attires, that kind of few fellows who can be numbered, that kind of fellows, they talk. Oh, Ravana is very great. All these things, all this nonsense they can talk. Coming back to the point, even with all these great qualities like killing others and beating others and he is not taken to be God. On the other hand, there is some other person who is searching for his wife, losing his wife in the forest, losing his kingdom. He is taken to be God. What is not there in Ravana, what is there in Rama, why Rama is taken to be God, not only by Valmiki, by the whole of Indian culture. Here also you see Hiranyakashipu is taken to be a villain still. He has all the qualities which a god should have. What else is not there with him? Even his son, a small boy of 5 years old, he did not accept him as God. He is very angry. Hiranyakashipu, the whole world is accepting me as God, but you are not accepting. What happened to you? Why are you not accepting me as God? He's asking Prahlada. Okay, tell me, where is your God? Climax. Tell me, where is God? वो तो ऊपर वाला है. This is not the answer by Prahlada. Okay. Prahlada is asking another question. Where is not God? Okay. Everywhere I see God. Everything I see as God. Yes. No. These are all chappakattu. I don't know how to translate that in English. Chappakattu. You can't show me God like you show the Sanjay or Advait or Ramu. Therefore, you are telling God is everywhere, God is infinite, all this nonsense. Hiranyakashipu says, these are all not the exact answers. I don't have here a quantified answer. You can't have quantified answer at all. Because God cannot be quantified. Again, chapakattu. Show me God. What is the weight of God, height of God? Show me that. I am seeing the mobile and all. Like that, I have to see God. Show me. See, if I show you God, then God becomes a show. Right? God is not a show. Only the show can be shown. God is not a show. My dear father, look at me. God is everywhere. Even this statement is wrong. Better than this. Because God is everywhere if you say this. Everywhere is something different from God. Right? And there is something called everywhere in which God is existing. That Hiranyakashipu also does. Hiranyakashipu, Bhagavatam says, blows as wind, raining, so on and so forth. Prahlada's wisdom is, God is infinite. Finished. God is infinite. Ramameva anupashyati. Yeah, this is missing in Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu is not noticing it. He's asking, where is God? Where is God? My dear, if you are God, then you will not ask this question. You are telling that you are God. If you are God, you will not ask this question. You are still not contented. You are restless. You are proclaiming that you are God, and in syllabus you are making yourself as God. You are impelling the people to build your own temples and giving donations for that. Shamelessly. Shamelessly. You know, there is a politician in Uttar Pradesh. She built a temple for herself, for a huge land, getting tax from the people. Getting tax from the people. Is it not a shameless act? And this Hiranyakashipu, now he wants to see God. Show me. And I don't accept God's infinity. Whether you accept it or not is a fact. See, Prahlada's qualification, Satyam Vidhatum. Whether you accept it or not, truth is truth. There is some Western saying. If you lie for some 1,000 times, even that. Oh, another. Can anybody tell that? If you lie several times, then lie becomes truth. If you lie several times, lie becomes truth. Okay, there is a saying. It's a Western saying. Normally, an Eastern mind doesn't accept like that. It's a Western way of understanding truth and lie. Okay. Here in East, there is a difference. East also has a story like this, but the story ridicules the person who got cheated. Panchatantra story. Somebody was bringing a calf, having on the shoulder. Some thieves wanted that calf. They planned. One came and said, "Hey, you are carrying a pig." No, it's not pig, it's calf. And after a few minutes, some other person, some second thief came. "I think you are abnormal. You are carrying a piglet, not calf." No, this is calf. This is white in color. No, this is not white in color. You see how it is. It is not. It is. See, its sound. You see, meh. No. I think your audition also became weak. It is not doing meh. It's doing like that. It does. You are not hearing. A third fellow came. He also. Fourth fellow. Then see, all are calling this as pig. This must be some piglet. It may not be calf. Probably I am mad. He gave up that calf and went. These thieves took that calf. Anyhow, in the story, this fellow who gave up that calf is ridiculed in Panchatantra. For us, if you lie several times, lie becomes a truth. This proverb is wrong. Even n number of people lie. Lie is always a lie. Having alcohol is dangerous to health. Having alcohol is dangerous to health. This is a scientific fact. Getting intoxicated by some alcohol is injurious to health. This is a scientific fact. Okay. Gandhiji went to South Africa to have education. Peers pressure. Peers make pressure. The friends say, no, you need to have this. This is wonderful. Without this, there is no life. A man cannot be called as man at all without having these drinks. And he may be profound. It seems that Gandhi is profound. So we can give some profound kind of advice. Only if you smoke, you can become a philosopher. See, profound thoughts will come if you smoke. If you have like this and sit like this, you'll be like a philosopher. You see this photo, that photo? I'm just sitting, I look like a fool. But having like this, some smokes are coming and sitting like this. In this posture, I look like a philosopher. Because philosophy comes to me while I drink and smoke. Many peers are pressuring Gandhi for several years. He knows a fundamental fact. What is that? Smoking causes injury. Alcohol causes injury. He knows this fundamental cause. Fact. Fact is a fact. May my peers tell something. May thousands of people tell something. May thousands of people go in one path. I can't, because I know thoroughly the path tread by all these thousands is nonsensical and idiotic. If I know it thoroughly, I will not touch it. Because my path is the path of truth. Finished. I have the clarity of, I need not be influenced with this idiot and that idiot. Okay. I have an understanding. I have a clarity that this path is bestowing welfare to me. No other person can convince me in a different way. I travel in the road not taken. May all others can have alcohol. May all others can smoke. But I can't. I can't just because I have that clarity of understanding that smoking is injurious to my health. Finished. It's a scientific fact. Gandhi stood for truth. Okay. And he came back. While he is coming back, he became very popular. Even in South Africa, he became very, because he started his freedom fight in South Africa. Therefore, many freedom fighters are waiting for him here. He is coming in a ship. They are inviting him, and some scholars have come to invite him. Even the British soldiers are inviting him for some reason. Because on those days, barrister scholarship is very great, considered to be wonderful. Anybody who becomes a barrister in foreign country, the government will invite him with some military or some police, I don't know. I forgotten. Long back I read the story. With all these persons, Gandhi is coming. Gandhi is a barrister now. With coat and suit he comes. A great scholar who has got educated somewhere in a wonderful foreign country. Under Western education, with that he is coming. All are seeing him, looking at him. But his mother rushed to him, and first she opened his coat. For a simple reason, she is seeing whether that Tulsi Mala is there. While he went to South Africa, I gave this Tulsi Mala and asked him to do japa daily. I gave a sutra. Bolo Ram Karo Kam. This is a sutra. Now, whether he wears this Tulsi Mala or not, if he wears, fortunately he wears. If he wears Tulsi Mala, it means he is daily doing japa. If he daily does japa without failure, he will not become victim of this peer's pressure. Peer's pressure can be nonsensical many a time. Many a time. Karanat dharmam anvichet na loka charitam charet. Mahabharata. Very important shloka. Karanat dharmam anvichet na loka charitam charet. In the context of dharma, follow the rational and don't follow the path of trivial loka. Just because people around me are doing, I also should do. Don't become such a trivial fellow. Be bold and stand for truth. The whole of world is celebrating Hiranyakasipu, my father. Asmadadibihi. சொல்றதுக்கே கூச்சமா இருக்கு, அதனால சொல்லல, வெறும் அஸ்மதாதிபிஹி மென்ஷன் பண்றேன். Even the great sages, they go and stand in front of Hiranyakasipu, they eulogize Hiranyakasipu. Otherwise, this fellow will kill them. People are afraid. People are afraid. But here is a small boy. He sees, yeah, he will kill me, so what? I can't give up the truth. Truth is something different. He is not God. He's just my father. He's not God. Narayana is God. This is the truth. This is the truth. I stand for the truth. Satyam Vidhatum. That kind of clarity of understanding Prahlada has. See, you show something. What is it? Chair. This is a chair. This is a fact. some thousands of people are coming and call it as a donkey. Is it going to become a donkey? Never. Then how this proverb can be true? What's the proverb? Lie several times, lie becomes truth. How? A lie cannot become truth. Chair cannot become donkey. Chair can be only a chair. Pillar can be only a pillar. Post cannot become ghost. Rope cannot become serpent. You may misunderstand rope as serpent. You may misunderstand post as ghost, and you'll be afraid. Ghost is coming. Ghost is standing in the dark room. You are seeing a post and afraid. Ghost. It cannot be ghost. Even thousands of people cry ghost. It's a post. Okay. Post is a post. Post cannot become ghost. It's a fact. The same way, lies cannot be turned into truth. Truth is truth. I stand for this clarity of understanding. Just because somebody is threatening me, I will kill you, I can't change my understanding, because my understanding is not a viewpoint or perception, it's an understanding. What's understanding here? God is infinite. Okay, this is understanding. Understanding is always based on truth. Satyam vidatum, nijabhritya bhashitam. This understanding has devotion to nijabhritya bhashitam. Vyaptim cha bhuteshu akileshu cha atmanaha. Vyaptim cha bhuteshu akileshu atmanaha vyaptim. Hiranyakasipu says, I will break this pillar now. Narayana talked by you has to come out. Otherwise, I myself will kill you. Prahlada never cared. Prahlada is still holding the same point. Even in this pillar, Bhagavan Narayana is there. Everywhere he is there. Even in pillar, he is there. Narayana has to come. Prahlada never said he will come and all. Narayana has to come. Otherwise, I will kill you. Prahlada was never afraid at all. Was Narayana afraid? Oh, Hiranyakasipu will kill my son, may kill my devotee. Narayana need not come at all. Already various killing attempts were made. Prahlada was thrown into fire. Prahlada was thrown into ocean. Prahlada was thrown from the mountain. Nowhere he was killed or harmed. Okay, this Prahlada, interesting fellow. Small boy, 5 years old boy. Very interesting person. Very, very interesting person. Because he has his devotion to father. He loves his father. He reveres his father. Every day he prostrates before his father. Pitru Devo Baba. He is a very great Pitru Bhakta. Because of that, he can't accept the viewpoint of Hiranyakasipu, which is totally wrong. Okay. I am revering you, that's a different thing. Because of that, if you are talking something idiotic, I can't accept it. If you are moving in a wrong course, I can't also follow that course, just because you are revering. Probably, Vibhishana may be more devoted to Ravana than Indrajit himself. Indrajit alavu solla mudiyadhu. Indrajit probably devotion is more intense. Kumbhakarna sollalam. Vibhishana is more devoted to Ravana than Kumbhakarna himself. Okay. But just because of this, I can't follow the course of Ravana. Ravana is a revered person. Ravana is my guru. All these things I can accept. குருங்கிறது வால்மீகி லாங்குவேஜில் சொல்கிறேன். குருனா பெரியவர் அப்படிங்கிற ஆங்கிளில் சொன்னேன். சான்ஸ்கிரிட் வேர்டு வால்மீகி அப்படி யூஸ் பண்ணுறாரு அங்கே, அதனால சொன்னேன். விபீஷணாஸ் குரு இஸ் ராவணாங்கிற வேர்டு வருது ராமாயணத்தில். இன் தட் சென்ஸ், நாட் ஆச்சாரியாங்கிற சென்ஸில் இல்லை. இன் தட் சென்ஸ் இஸ் பெரியவர், எல்டர் பிரதர். பட் ஐ காண்ட் சி இஃப் ஹி கோஸ் இன் த adharmic path, it's my duty to tell him that he is in adharmic path. I can't follow him. That's a different thing. Same stand Prahlada takes. See, there is a resemblance between Prahlada and Vivek. That's why the story is brought by Kamban here. Prahlada is also a Pitur Bhakta, is a devotee of his father. All those things are wonderful. He reveres, he honors his father. Above all, I can't accept what my father says because he is not truthful. His understanding is blurred and eared. I should stand for what I have understood and my truth. And I know that God is infinite. And this fellow is local. Who? Hiranyakasipu is local. Hiranyakasipu has his own adjuncts, his own ego. He cannot be God. You are not God. You are localized. God is infinite. You may stand for your tapasya and all. You may give boons. You may go to anything. You may be in sanctum sanctorium. You may show sanidhya. You may change the education policy. All these powers you may have. Just because of all these things, I can't call you as God because you are still local. Finished. You are localized and local. God is not localized. God is not local. He is absolutely prejudice free. He is infinite. What is that shloka? Chattu nyavamilla. Manye dhana abhijana rupa tapas srutauja teja prabhava bala paurusha buddhi yogaha. All these things cannot make one closer to God. Abhijana rupa tapa sruta oja teja prabhava bala paurusha. All these things cannot make one closer to God. Leave alone becoming God. You can't even go to the proximity of God. One elephant went to the proximity of God. Na aradhanayahi bhavanti parasya pumsaha bhaktya tutosha bhagavan gajayutapaya. There was one elephant which went to the proximity of God. And that elephant is my role model. Prahlada says. After all, an elephant. You think that elephant doesn't have sixth sense. Some nonsense people talk. Elephant is very inferior. Papa Jiva. Anything other than humans, all are papas. Some nonsensical idea humanity has accepted and going on. Okay, fine, leave it. Bhaktya Tutosha Bhagavan Gajay. There was a Vaishnava saint in Tanjavur. A Chettiar. He is a Chettiar. King was asking in the court. Question is nonsensical question. What distance in between earth and Vaikunta? Okay. What distance? How many yojanas or how many kilometers, how many miles and quails? Scholars started to calculate. Okay. Searching in various Puranas. Must be what's the distance between sun and earth, and from sun what is the distance between Indraloka and sun, from Indraloka to Brahmaloka what must be the distance. There are some 5 lakhs shlokas running in the name of Purana, therefore somewhere we can get answer, and there can be some irreconcilable answers, but still we can reconcile because in theology anything has answer. So in that way, scholars are trying to find out the distance between earth and heaven. Sorry, not heaven, Vaikunta. Okay, which is above various heavens. Okay. While this discussion is going on, someone said there is a Chettiar. He is taken to be a mystic. Probably we can ask him. Then king asked the Chettiar. Chettiar said, Koopudu Duram. This is the answer. Koopudu Duram. What is the distance between Vaikunta and earth? Koopudu Duram. What do you mean by that? He asked. Elephant called, Narayana came. If you have devotion, Vaikunta is here. Paila Ale Ale Hari. Tukaram sings. Vaikunta came to his house. Tukaram's last song. last song. Vaikuntha came to his house, he says. It's great. Okay, Atra Brahma Samashnute. If you call Narayana, will come, that's all. Kannan en sevagan, kadumiyana vaartha. Eppadi ulla pesa mudiyudhu adhu. But Hindu madathila enna vena nadakkum. அவர் தான் கொஞ்சம் இடம் கொடுத்தாருன்னா, ஐ எம் சர்வெண்ட் ஆஃப் மை டிவோட்டீஸுங்கிறார். யார்? பகவான். அகம் பக்த பராதீனா. சரி, அவர் தான் சொல்கிறாருன்னா இவன் உட்காந்து இந்த ஆள் கண்ணன் என் சேவகம் எழுதியிருக்கான். பார்க்கணும் டைட்டில். என்ன தில்லு இருந்தால் இப்படி எழுத முடியும்? கம்மிங் பேக் டு த பாயிண்ட். ஸோ கூப்பிடு தூரத்தில் இருக்கான், கூப்பிட்டா வருவான். நாராயணன் தானே, கூப்பிட்டா வருவான். This elephant has proven that. Bhaktya Tudosha Bhagavan Gaja Yutapaya. கூப்பிட்டா இப்படி வருவான், அவனுக்கு காதல விழுமான்னா. See, he is infinite. If I have to see him, see, I wish to see him in flesh and blood form. To fulfill my wish, he will come. So, otherwise, he is infinite. I understand him to be infinite also. But still, I want to see him in flesh and blood form. ஓகே, உள்ள பார்த்தா மட்டும் போறல, வெளியிலேயே அப்படி கிட்டக்க பார்க்கணும். ராமம் புரஸ்தாத்து ஸ்தித மாச் சக்ஷே. இது பக்தாஸ் ஆட்டிடியூட். A mumukshu or a jigyasu may not understand. Leave it. He has his own course. A bhakta's attitude. Bhakta is not a fool. Okay. Bhakta is not a fool, but he adopts that foolishness. He knows that God is infinite. Knowing God as infinite, he wants to see God in flesh and blood form. Flesh and blood. வேணும்ட்டு அதை யூஸ் பண்ணுறேன், இந்த வார்த்தையை, ஃப்ளஷ் அண்ட் பிளட். ஸ்ரீனிவாச சாஸ்திரி யூஸ் பண்ணது டாக்ஸ் ஆன் ராமாயணால. ஐ வாண்ட் எ ஃப்ளஷ் அண்ட் பிளட் ஹியூமன் ஹீரோ அப்படிங்கிறார். என்ன உபனிஷத்துலாம் இருக்கு, இருந்தாலும் ராமர் ஏன் வேணும்? ஐ வாண்ட் எ ஃப்ளஷ் அண்ட் பிளட் ஹியூமன் ஹீரோ with all limitations of human beings. இன்னுமே ஓவர்னா அது. அவரோட ஃபார்ம் இருக்கு, அவரோட நேம் இருக்கு, குணம் இருக்கு, எல்லாம் டிவைன். அது மனுஷ தேகா பிதம்பிகாய் திவ்யான தேகா. இது இன்னும் ஓவர். இது என்னன்னா ஹியூமன் ஃப்ளஷ், ஹியூமன் பிளட் அதோட இருக்கணும். க்ஷுதா சிரமா செய்வ பிபாசையாச்ச வினிஸ்வசன் சுஷ்க முகா, எல்லா ஆட்ரிபியூட்ஸும் கொண்டு போய் போட்டுரு, கடவுள் மேலே போட்டுரும். அவர் தான் அப்புறம் அவரை கடவுள்னு வேற சொல்லிக்கோ, டோன்ட் பாதர். ஏன்னா எனக்கு எல்லா ரைட்ஸும் உண்டு, அவ்வளோதான். என்ன எனக்காச்சு என் சாமி காச்சு, நீ யார் வரதுக்கு நடுவில்? That's a attitude here. God is infinite. God is infinite. And this God, Nija Bhritya Bhashitam Vyaptim cha Bhuteshu Akhileshu cha Atmanaha. எதுக்கு இது சொல்ல வந்தேன்? நரசிம்மா நாராயணா can rescue Prahlada even without coming. Up to this time, he is only doing that. He need not fight with Hiranyakasipu. Need not. Okay, up to this time, while Prahlada was thrown into fire, Narayana, without coming, saved. Even here, if he breaks the pillar, Narayana need not come. Without coming, if Hiranyakasipu takes his sword will be broken, that's all. He can save. Then why Narayana is coming? A very important reason. Due to the devotion of Prahlada, Nija Bhritya, and to show, because here only Prahlada reveals the fact God is infinite. In the story, to show his infiniteness, his undividedness, while breaking the pillar, he is coming. Vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu cha atmanaha. In this sense, Narasimha is a Jnana Kalavatara. People take him to be Virya Kalavatara, that's fine, because he is fighting with Hiranyakasipu, therefore he is Virya Kalavatara. He is a Jnana Kalavatara like Hayagriva or, Hayagriva, okay. He is a Jnana Kalavatara because he shows his infiniteness, he shows his undividedness, he shows his all-pervasiveness. For that he is coming. Vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmanaha. To show this jnanam he is coming. Okay, not to show. முன்னாடி சொல்லிட்டேன் ஷோ கிடையாதுன்னு. To To establish this jnanam, he is coming. Therefore, Atyadbhutam. All other avatars, even Krishna avatara, Bhagavatam uses the word only Adbhutam. Tad Vamanam Rupam Avardata Adbhutam. Adbhuta Vamana. Tad Adbhutam, Tam Adbhutam Balakam. In all other avatars, only Bhagavan is called as Adbhuta. Here, Atyadbhuta Rupa Mudvahan. Here, Narasimha is called as Atyadbhuta. This Atyadbhuta must be because here Narasimha gets manifested to show his infiniteness. When there is a debate regarding Narasimha's infiniteness, to establish this infiniteness, which is jnanam, Narasimha comes. Hiranyakasipu is local, Narasimha is infinite. He came out of that pillar, of course he destroyed Hiranyakasipu. The war between infinite and local, the war between universal welfare and prejudice, okay, the war between ego and self, where the self conquers the ego, infinite conquers the local, and all pervasiveness, universal welfare destroys the prejudices. This is how Hiranyakasipu ends. And now Prahlada is sitting on the lap of infinite. Yenme arpitaha sirasi padmakara prasadaha. Prahlada's coronation ceremony happens. Prahlada becomes a king. Yes, he has to become a king because his father was a king. Father is dead. Now Asura Samrajya is without a king. Therefore Sukracharya has to come. He has to install this fellow as a king on a throne. And these guys, Asuras, Namuchi, Shambara, Ilvala and Balvala, they have to anoint him, placing the crown upon Prahlada. All these things are going to happen. That coronation is not important. I am talking about a different kind of coronation. Here the throne is Narasimha, Simhasana. And the crown is the hand of Narasimha. Anointing is happening. Narasimha sheds the tears of bliss that flows upon Prahlada. Correct? And then what happens? This is the coronation ceremony, and now Prahlada becomes not just the king of Asuras, but all Bhagavatas and Bhaktas. He is called as Bhaktakula Chakravarti. And this Pattabhisheka is eternal. Asura Chakravarti is non-eternal Pattabhisheka. That is insignificant, immaterial. With this Pattabhisheka, the story ends. So, the message of this Prahlada Charithram, I did not plan for some 2.5 hours, but if the concept has to be explained in detail, this is required. This much of time is required. Otherwise, we should not take this topic at all. Just by having some 10 minutes talk, we can't finish it. Of course, Prahlada Charithram can be talked in half an hour or 1 hour or 2 hours. That's a different thing. But the concept which I want to convey through this Prahlada Charithram, which is fundamental of Prahlada Charithram. See the way of Hiranyakasipu looking at God. See the way of Prahlada understanding God. Okay. Hiranyakasipu's way of looking at God is, he is jealous of God. He thinks that like God, I have to control everybody, then I will become God. If I just imitate him, if I start to control, then I may become God. By that you can't become God. By that you can't. Like God, I have to keep everything under my control. And I have to be in every temple. Every temple should have my puja. And the outside statue also I should have mine. All these things cannot make one God. This is the perception of God through Hiranyakasipu, by Hiranyakasipu. Okay. But Prahlada's way of understanding is different, seeing the divine in all beings, seeing the inheritance of divine within him. Okay. Seeing that, having that profound wisdom within him, that kind of education, that kind of Vedanta which he has, all these things, the Prahlada's understanding of the divine gets coronated finally in this Prahlada Charithram. In this auspicious occasion of Narasimha Jayanti, may we all pray Sri Kalyanaraman, Kalyani Sameta Kalyanaraman, to get that kind of wisdom which Prahlada has. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu yataha abhyudaya nisreyasa siddhihi dharma veda pramanam dharmasya dharmo rakshati rakshitaha ramo vigrahavan dharmaha Ramopasanena dharma vruddhi. Varkaye Ramanaham